So start with Kirtan. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nami Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashatya Deshatani Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashatya Deshatani Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Jaya Gauranita, 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 Shri Shri Gauranita, 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 Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Srila Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai. Can recite these prayers after me. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जना ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्। Hare Krishna. So today we shall be going ahead in our discussion of this particular course, and we'll be discussing on what is the philosophy and science behind deity worship. What is the philosophy and science behind deity worship, that we shall be discussing today. So whenever we go ahead in our Krishna consciousness, so there is always, we need to have some proper particular understanding to go ahead of everything. Otherwise, if we don't have proper understanding of the things and what we are doing, why we are doing, then we tend to do it as a ritual, or we tend to do just half-heartedly. We will not put our full attention in doing that. So that is why we need to have proper understanding of the things what we are discussing and what we are taking up to. So we shall be discussing today that why at all we worship the deity form of the Lord. What is the science behind that deity form of the Lord? Can you give me one book? Or I can show here also. So here is the exercise for all of you. Reading exercise is there. Read the first. Come to page number 31. Page number 31. So read that first paragraph. Read that first paragraph. That exercise is there. Given below are the quotes from different religions. Go through them carefully and encircle in your by your pen or in your words, clearly indicating that God is a person. Means you need to find out the words by which it signifies that God is person. Let's take an example. I. So if somebody has eyes, that means what? He is a person. So find out such words. From this, these are the paragraphs from what you say Bible, Quran, and like this.
Form of God.
Okay. Form of God. What else?
His feet.
His feet. Yes, perfect.
The eyes.
Any give opportunity to others also. It is already identified. Yes. Okay, it is already circled. Okay, you go down. I think there is a printing mistake. So see, not only in the Vedic literatures, but even in Quran and other literatures also, there is a mention of Lord as a person. Hmm. Sometimes there are some people like Zakir Naik and others. They claim God is not a person. Hmm. But even you can show that in Quran only it is written that how Lord is a person. In Quran only it is written how Lord is a person. So somebody may say, no, no, only we are accepting. Just to criticize this, like Murti Puja, they say they conflict with their own. Just to counteract our, like, no, no, it is not correct or this and that. They just to contradict, they say it is incorrect and this and that. But that is not the case actually. So not only the Sanatan Dharma accepts Lord as a person, but in every religion there is a concept of Lord as a person, and that is what we saw in our last discussion. In a last topic, if you see, that was our major discussion. That Lord is a person; He is not a imperson. Who is Lord? Lord is a person. We also discussed about the difference between we and we discussed a difference between we and the Lord also. So going ahead now, see, now somebody may wonder, but Prabhuji, how can Lord means what is the deity form of the Lord? Can anything and anyone can be a deity, or there is some difference in that? What is the difference between deity and idol? So what is the first and foremost thing? What is the need of worshipping the deity form of the Lord? We'll see the difference between deity and idol little late. Second point you can come. That what is the need of worshipping the deity form of the Lord? Can someone read it? As conditioned souls, we cannot perceive God's spiritual form with our current mundane material eyes made of flesh and blood. Therefore, Lord Krishna appears in the deity or mystical form to make himself visible in front of us, so that we can get an opportunity to see him, touch him, serve him, and awaken our pure love. So, see, Lord is spirit. Hmm? भगवान क्या है पूर्ण आध्यात्मिक है and we are material. Our eyes, these eyes are charma chakshu. So by this charma chakshu, we cannot see the Lord's spiritual form. In our current condition of the life, with our this charma chakshu, we cannot see the spiritual form of the Lord. That is, the Lord appears as Archa Vigraha. Lord appears as what? Archa Vigraha. So Archa Vigraha is Lord Himself. Now somebody may say, but Archa Vigraha is made up of matter. Archa, the deity of the Lord is also made up of matter only. So how can that matter become spirit? How can that matter can become spirit? Because that is also energy of Krishna only. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, kham mana buddhi revacha. Bhumir apo analo vayu kham mana buddhi revacha. Means there are five external and five gross and three subtle energies of Krishna. And earth, water, fire, air, ether, and man, buddhi, ahankar. All these are belonging to whom? To Krishna only. All these are belonging to Krishna. So Krishna can transform matter into spirit. Krishna can transform matter into spirit also. Huh. Krishna can transform matter into spirit also. And it is not that it is some imagination or something. So take an example now. on the screen, if you are able to see your mother, father, or somebody's photo like that. Now, sir, can you say, no, no, he's not my mother, father, it is just pixels. What is on the screen? It is just pixels. It is just some dots are there, and by that dot, that image is being made. But still, that image can evoke emotions in us. Yes, even though it is a matter, but even just that matter can evoke emotions in us. Similarly, even though Lord's form is made up of matter, but still in our conditional stage, not only condition, even pure devotees, we can perceive Lord through him. Here, Prabhuji is mentioning, as a conditioned soul, we cannot perceive God's spiritual form made up with these eyes. Therefore, Krishna appears in the form of deity, Murti, to make himself visible in front of us so that we can get opportunity to see him, touch him, serve him, and awaken our pure love for him. So by seeing the deity form of the Lord, by touching the deity form of the Lord, we can awaken our pure love for him. Like we can bathe him, we can worship him, we can dress him, and we can develop that loving reciprocation with him. That is why deity worship is very, very important. Even though deity worship is not the yoga dharma of this yuga. What is the yoga dharma for this age? Chanting of the holy names. Deity worship is for which yoga? Dwapar Yuga. Satyuga, there was a meditation. Hmm. Treta Yuga, there is a yajna. Dwapar Yuga, deity worship. And Kali Yuga, chanting the holy names. Hmm. That is the yoga dharma for these different ages. But even though it is not a yoga dharma, still deity worship can aid our practice of bhakti. Aiding means it can support our bhakti practices. Next, ahead, if you go, read ahead, Venuvadapuru. The form of the Lord. No, no. The form of the Lord as worshipped in the temples is called Archa Vigraha or Archa Avatar. The worshipable form, the deity incarnation. The deity form is spiritual form of Lord visible to our material eyes so that we can serve him and awaken love for him. The deity form of the Lord is a spiritual form of the Lord visible to our material eyes. So it is not that the deity form of the Lord is material. Deity form of the Lord is not material. It is spiritual only, but visible to our material eyes. Hmm. Deity form of the Lord is spiritual only, but visible to our material eyes. And not only conditioned soul, but even pure devotees also have served the Lord. Lord's deity form. Even the pure Vaishnavas, they have served the deity form of the Lord. Like, how many of you had gone to Udupi? Udupi Krishna, anybody has been there? Okay, sometime we'll go there for Yatra. It is in near Mangalore, Karnataka, that coast. Acha, so we could not take that. Okay. So next time we shall go there. So Udupi Krishna, what is the form of that Lord? Lord is standing with the stick in his hand, and to that stick a rope is there. So it is a small Krishna who is holding the churning rod. All of you know the Damodar Leela? So in Damodar Leela, when Mother Yashoda was churning the butter, and then Krishna becomes hungry for the milk of mother, so he comes running, and then mother was talking with him and churning the butter, and then Krishna was thinking, "Oh, churning of the butter is more important for you than me." Then he held on to the rod. Now let us see how you churn the butter and everything. So he held on to the rod, and then my Yashoda became happy because my Krishna had become so strong that he can even stop the rod, which I cannot churn now. And then Mother Yashoda was smiling at him, and he was also smiling at Yashoda, and then Yashoda starts feeding him the milk. So then he was holding that uh, rod, and then Rohini Devi remembered that form. Rohini Devi remembered that form. Who is Rohini? Mother of Balaram. Mother of Balaram is Rohini. And she is the only one who had seen Krishna's pastime in Vrindavan, in Mathura and Dwarka. She is the only one person who was there in Vrindavan also, in Mathura also, and in Dwarka also. So once she remembered the childhood form of the Lord and requests Krishna in Dwarka, who is Dwarkadish that time, who is the king, hmm, having crown and jewels and everything. Oh Krishna, I want to see your that form. And he says, Mother, how is it possible now? I have so many wives and this and that. If they see my childhood form, then what will happen? Then he says, no, no, nothing doing, no problem, you can show me. And then Krishna says, okay, no problem. So Krishna transforms into small boy holding that churning rod. And then Rukmini Devi was passing from there. And as soon as Rukmini Devi sees Krishna again comes back to the original form. And then Rukmini Devi asks, who was that small boy? I am so malam, attracted to that particular form. Krishna says, nothing, nothing. Nobody was there. Rukmini says, what are you saying? I saw nothing. Who now? Nobody was there. I saw somebody was there. So then Krishna says that it was my form only. It was me only who was in my childhood. Then Rukmini Devi says, I want to worship that form. So can you please give me that form in the deity form? Krishna manifests that deity form from his own heart and gives it to Rukmini Devi for worship. And then after all Dwarka Lila and everything had happened, when Dwarka is submerged and everything, that form was under what you say, Gopi Chandan. It was covered by Gopi Chandan. And then there was one merchant who was carrying the log or block of Gopi Chandan. From Dwarka, he was going to south. And when he was near Malpe beach, near that Udupi, his boat got stuck. His boat was not coming out. Then he came out and he asked some people, can somebody help me? He said, okay, you go there. There is a Madhvacharya. He may help you. So Madhvacharya is the incarnation of Vayu. He is Hanuman and Vayu himself. So he just, by his wave of his cloth, he sends one wave of the wind, and that boat comes out of the that wherever it was stuck. That boat comes out from there, and then he becomes very happy. He says, "How can I help you? I want to give you some donations or something." He said, "What can you do? We don't use these jewels and gems and this and that. If you have some Gopi Chandan, you can give some Gopi Chandan to us because we are sadhus. We use Gopi Chandan." He said, okay, we have a lot of Gopi Chandan with us. He said that I have a big block of Gopi Chandan. Please accept this. And then as soon as he takes out that Gopi Chandan and gives to Madhvacharya, Madhvacharya keeps it down and it opens. It breaks. That Gopi Chandan breaks. And from there comes two deities. From that Gopi Chandan, two deities come out. One was this Udupi Krishna and one was Balaram. Two deities come out, Balaram and Krishna. So Balaram they installed at the sea beach only. They installed Balaram at sea beach only, and that Krishna he wanted to carry to their matha. So then Madhvacharya told his assistant, please carry Krishna to, please help to carry Krishna to the matha. So many people came to pick him up and everything, but Krishna was not ready to move. Krishna was not ready to move. Then Madhvacharya prayed to Krishna. Then he himself picked up alone. And so many people are not able to pick up. But Madhvacharya alone picked him up and brought him and installed. And that is the beautiful form of the Lord. And in Madhva Sampradaya, there is a great emphasis on worshipping the deity form of the Lord, particularly Udupi Krishna. If you see, their worship will go, their archana and all samskaras will go for 2, 3, 4 hours also. It is very elaborately they will worship, keeping all the standards of cleanliness and everything. Like that it will happen. Huh? All Vaishnava Sampradayas will worship some form of Lord Vishnu. Hmm? Like for Madhva Sampradaya, the foremost form what they worship is Udupi Krishna. Hmm? And then coming to Ranganath, coming to our Shri Sampradaya, even Ramanujacharya worship Ranganath Swami. And how that worship came in existence, that is also very amazing. Like there was Lord Ranganath, he was actually he is actually Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Sorry, Mahavishnu. Ranganath is actually Mahavishnu. There are three Vishnus. Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Shiradaksha Vishnu. Mahavishnu is the one from whose bodily pores all the universes they come. That is Mahavishnu. So then Lord Brahmaji prays the Lord, I want to serve you in your deity form. So Mahavishnu manifests into the form of Ranganath and gives to Brahmaji. And in Brahmaji's dynasty comes Ikshvaku, one king who is from Surya Vamsha, Lord Ramchandra's ancestor. He thought, till now my ancestors were able to go to Satyaloka and worship Ranganath. But now my next descendants may not be able to go. So let me do a tapasya and bring Ranganath to this earth, so that my other descendants will also be able to worship him. So he starts doing tapasya, Ikshaku down. And then Brahmaji becomes sad because he understands that Lord will go down now and he will be worshipped by Ikshaku, then I will miss his association. Then Ranganath tells to Brahmaji, don't worry, I will go down and by the time my next offering time is there, I will come back. So all breakfast, lunch, dinner I will take here and I will give darshan in a Bhuloka because Bhuloka timing and here timing are different. Here one share is equal to 1 year there. Huh. So by the time your lunch time happens, I'll again come back. I'll take lunch at your place, again go come. When your lunch is going on, there Pralay will come, everything will come. Like that, Ranganath is coming going. So Ranganath came to first Ayodhya. Ikshaku is Ayodhya is a kingdom of Ikshaku. There he came. And then from there, after the battle of Ramayana, Lord Ramchandra was happy with Bibhishan. But Bibhishan was not ready to go back to Lanka. Then Ramchandra said, oh, Ranganath is not different than me. You take Ranganath with you. So Vibhishan was carrying Ranganath from Ayodhya to Lanka. But in between there was King uh, Vardhan. What is his name? You remember? Shamavarma. No, I'm forgetting the name. So there was one king again who wanted to worship Ranganath in that Kaveri area, Trichy area. And then when Ranganath comes there, he requests Bibhishan. Generally, these 9 days there is a festival for Ranganath. So let us celebrate that festival here. Bibhishan said, okay, no problem. 9 days, no problem. 9 days late to Lanka, no problem. So then Ranganath stayed there only, and 9 days festival was over. Then Bibhishan said, Ranganath, please come now. Let us go to Lanka. Ranganath said, no, this is my eternal place. You let me be here. And Bibhishan says, okay, I will also be here. If you want to be here, I will also be here. Ranganath says, no, no, your service is in Lanka. You go there and rule. And then Bibhishan starts crying again. But it was a service given by the Lord. Then he accepts. And Ranganath said, don't worry. I'll be always looking at the south. Because Lanka is in the southern direction, I will always look at the south. So that is the only deity which is facing towards south. Hmm. Generally, no deity will face towards south. But that Ranganath is the only deity which is facing towards the south. So like this, all the Vaishnava Sampradayas and Vaishnava Acharyas, they have worshipped the personal form of the Lord. And even now they are the pure Vaishnavas. But for the Vaishnava, the devotees like us, those are in conditioned life, for us also, deity form of the Lord, worshipping deity form of the Lord is very, very important. Because we can develop that personal relationship with the Lord. The worship of the deity form of the Lord enables us or uh, it helps us to develop personal relationship with the Lord. That is what it is. And then can Lord accept our worship through deity form? Yes, Lord can accept. Hmm?
Okay, but there will be so many different types of deity. Some are like Bhagavan himself manifested. Some are man-made and many temples formed. Is there
Yes.
any difference?
Yes, that will come in a next point that we'll discuss. So how can a Lord, okay, that will take first. What is the difference between deity worship and idol worship? Fifth point. Come to fifth point. What is the difference between idol and deity? Page number 36. So there is something called as the deity is a particular incarnation of the Supreme Person of Godhead, and Krishna can present himself before the worshipper in 5 different manifestations. Srimad Bhagavatam, that third, fourth paragraph is there, Bhagavatam 11.2.47. Hmm? Can you read, Ramesh?
In Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.47 it is said, the deity is a particular incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna can present himself before the worshipper in 5 different manifestations, namely his original form as Krishna, his quadruple expansions into his past incarnations Vaibhava, the super soul Antaryami, and the deity Archa. Within the deity form Archa is the super soul who in turn is included within a large past form.
So we shall discuss this. See here, PPT you can see here. God is a spirit But Krishna reveals in Bhagavad Gita that matter is also his energy. That is what we discussed till now. Hmm? See, even the Lord is full spirit, but he can manifest through matter. For him, it does not matter that can he manifest through matter or no. For him, it does not matter. He can manifest through matter also. And why he does so? Because we cannot perceive the spiritual form now. Because we cannot perceive spiritual form now with our material, that is why he manifest. Then these are the five manifestations of the Lord. Para means Lord Himself. Hmm? Para means what? Lord Himself who is in spiritual world. Hmm? Then Vyuha. Vyuha means Lord incarnating into four. Hmm? What? You can remember like this. VSPA. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Anirudh. VSPA. How you can remember it? VSPA. Lord incarnating into the four quadruples. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Anirudh. Hmm? When is then Lord incarnating into other forms of the Lord, like Narsimhadev and everything. They are called as Vibhava. What they are called as? Vibhava. Hmm? Vibhava or Vaibhava. Okay? So Lord incarnating into different forms. He incarnates for what purpose? For pastime purpose. Hmm? Narsimha, Vyuha means, okay. See, Para means Lord Himself, Krishna. That is para form of the Lord. Para means what? It is beyond our conception. He is in spiritual world. Then Lord, when He comes to this world or when He incarnates into immediate incarnation, that is called as Vyuha. There are four in that Vyuha. Vyuha means quadruple. Huh? Sankarshan, sorry, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Anirudh. Hmm? Like Vasudev Krishna, who is in Mathura, who is he is Vasudev Krishna. So that Vasudev. Balaram in Mathura, who is his Sankarshan. And then Krishna's son is Pradyumna, his son is Anirudh. So this is Vyuha. Hmm? So Krishna and Balaram, they are always in Vrindavan. They never come out from there. But when they go out from there, they incarnate into the form of Vyuha. And they go out. Hmm? So in Mathura, there is first Vyuha is in Mathura. Second Vyuha is in Dwarka. So Mathura Krishna also always remains in Mathura only. When Krishna goes from Mathura to Dwarka, he goes in the form of Dwarka Krishna or Vasudev Krishna. And then Balaram also as a Sankarshan, next Vyuha. So they eternally stay there. It is not that Krishna, when he went from Vrindavan to Mathura, he is not there in Vrindavan. He is there. Vrindavan Krishna is always in Vrindavan. He never gives up Vrindavan. He never comes out of Vrindavan. He is always there. Even now also. Even now also he is in Vrindavan. So that is how when we were discussing his pastimes, whenever Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanam, that means wherever and whenever there are the pastimes of the Lord are discussed, Lord is present there. And we can feel that presence actually. We can feel that presence even with our this conditional uh, senses also we can feel the presence of the Lord. Even when you come to the temple, you can feel that presence of the Lord there. And the more we are purified, more we will be able to feel that presence of the Lord. The more we become pure and pure, more we will be able to feel that presence. So the para is the form of the Lord in the spiritual world. Vyuha is their next incarnation. VSPA. Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Anirudh. This is Vyuha. Then Vibhava or Vaibhava are different forms of the Lord or incarnations of the Lord for the purpose of different Leela. Leela means past tense. Like Vamanadev, Narsimhadev, Lord Ramchandra, Varahadev, Matsya Avatar, Kurma Avatar. These are what? These are Vaibhava Prakash. And that Para also there are more subcategories. That is called as Swayam Prakash. Swayam Prakash means what? Krishna incarnated into more Krishna. Like Krishna incarnated into 16,108 Krishna to marry 16,108 wives. So he was always, it is not that because he married with the 16,108 wives, so he is not with all of them. Just calculate, just for the calculation sake, if somebody is in a material consciousness. If somebody is in a, what you say, matter, material consciousness, then what will happen? Suppose if he is unable to expand himself, then one wife will get opportunity after how many days? Suppose one day Krishna goes to one home. So 16,108. That means how many years? 50 years, huh? Yes? 365 into 5 means 1500. 1500 into 10 means one wife will get opportunity to associate with Krishna after 50 years if he does not expand. But that is not Krishna. Krishna is beyond all. He can incarnate into that many forms and he can reciprocate with all of them. He can reciprocate with all of them simultaneously. So that incarnation is again para, that is Swayam Prakash. Vaibhava means different incarnation. Krishna incarnated into Krishna, that is Swayam. Krishna incarnated into Narsimhadev, Vamadev, that is Prabhava. Hmm? That is for pastime purpose or manvantara, like they are different again in that. There are more categorization in that. Then Krishna incarnating into Paramatma, that is Antaryami. You might have heard this word, Antaryami. Hmm? Krishna is who? Krishna is Antaryami. Krishna is in our heart as Antaryami. And also Krishna comes as a Archa. Hmm? Krishna also comes as a Archa Vigraha. So that Archa Vigraha form of the Lord is what? That is deity form. Deity form. Which we worship. Now how can anything can become Archa? You just make any form and it will become Archa. It will become a deity? No. Anything and Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So anything and everything will not become deity. Hmm? Anything and everything will not become deity. We are just discussing about. I'll just summarize what we are discussing. I will know. So I'll just summarize what we are discussing. Then we'll go ahead. So till now we discussed that why uh, do we worship the deity form of the Lord? That is the discussion today. So why deity form of the Lord we worship? Because to have that reciprocation with the Lord. When we have the deity form of the Lord, we can reciprocate with Him. We can dress Him, we can sing for Him, we can touch Him, we can feel Him, and we can offer our prayers to Him. That is what is the deity form of the Lord. And then, what is the difference between deity and idol? What is the difference between the form of the Lord and what is the difference between form of the politicians and other things also? Sometimes you might have seen in on the roads also they will have some effigies of the politicians, not cutouts. Even like Nehruji or Gandhiji, their idols will also be there. So can they reciprocate through their idols? Hmm? So what is the difference between those idols and Krishna? That is what we are discussing now. Hmm? What is the difference between idol of human beings and this and that, or photo of a human being and photo of Krishna? That we are discussing now. Can any politician or somebody, even freedom fighters and others, can they accept our offering through photo? No. Suppose Ramesh Pura is hungry and he calls Mataji, Purana Mataji. Mataji is at home and he calls, I am hungry. Mataji will show plate from there. Accept it. Will you be happy? Yes, I am full now. Mataji will do WhatsApp call and happy. Take it. Hmm? You can tell Mataji, she will be happy. Okay. I'll stay at mother's place only and feed you from there. So no, there is a difference between that form of the Lord and us. So we are discussing this that Lord manifests through these five forms. The para means Lord Himself, who is in spiritual world. Then He expands into the next view, like Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. These are next form. And then Krishna incarnating into different incarnation like Narsimhadev or Lord Ramchandra or Varahadev. This is different form that is called as Vibhava or Vaibhava Prakash. There is spelling mistake there. That is called as Vaibhava. V-I, Vaibhava. And then Lord incarnating as a Paramatma in our heart. That is called as Antaryami. He is in our heart also. We can know us. He knows us in and out, everything. So He is in our heart as a Antaryami. And Lord Himself comes as a Archa. Archa means what? The deity form of the Lord. Vigraha. Archa Vigraha, what we say, na? Deity form of the Lord. Lord incarnates into that. Now, how does Lord incarnates? What is the deity form of the Lord? Can anything and everything will become deity? In India, especially, you might have seen people will keep some stone, paint it like a red, and somebody will put donation 10 rupees, and everybody will start putting some donation and this and that. And people saying, oh, this is Lord and something. And that is why because of this such superstition, many people are unable to put faith in the deity form of the Lord. And that is why then different movies will come. Oh my God, and this and that. PK and this and different movies will come because of these superstitions. So, can anything and everything will become Lord, or there is some process by which Lord incarnates into the deity form? Is there any way? The significance of the deity form is like this: the form of the Lord is worshipped in temple as Archa Vigraha, is worship is worshipable form, the deity incarnation. The deity form is spiritual form of the Lord, visible to our materialized, so that we can serve Him. The deity form of the Lord, and this we discussed that all the acharyas they worship. This is Udupi Krishna, what we are discussing, Madhvacharya, and there is Ranganath, Ramanujacharya. Hmm? And Shankaracharya also worship Badri Vishal, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu worship Jagannath. Now, how does any Vigraha, the Vigrahas, what we say, is there any science behind that? Hmm? What is the science behind those Vigrahas and everything? So, the Vigrahas, what are made, there is something called Stapati Shastra. Hmm? Stapati Shastra. Stapati means what? One who carves the deity. He is called Stapati. And there is Stapati Shastra. There is a Vedas concerning to Stapatya. So the form of the Lord has to be made according to that. Form of the Lord has to be made according to the Stapati Shastra. Not that anything and everything. Whatever we imagine and make form of the Lord like that. Like in Ganesh festival is famous for that. They'll make Ganesh into anybody. Bahubali Ganesh or Road Roller Ganesh or yes, there in one village roads were not good. So they made Ganesh into road roller, carrying road roller, so that they were thinking that if we worship Ganesh like that, then our village roads will become good. And sometimes, as a contemporary, instead of Ganesh is having that Trishul like that Ankush is there and Ganesh is having. So instead of that, they'll give some rifle or some other things also. Modern Ganesh. And nowadays, after this Lord Ramchandra, one some movie came after that, they made Ganesh into that form of the Lord, like Ramchandra Ganesh. Something they will give names and everything. So can we make any the form of the Lord in any way and every way? No. The form of the Lord is mentioned in the scriptures. Like Krishna is called a Tribhanga Lalita. Tribhanga Lalita means he's bent into three places. In the neck, his neck will be like this, left side neck, hips, and legs. He will be bent into these three places. Tribhanga. Who is bent into three places. So Krishna's deity will always find like this. Hmm. And then Lord Vishnu's deity will be others like straight standing like Balaji and Lord Ramchandran like that. They are like standing erect. वो टेढ़े नहीं है कृष्ण थोड़े टेढ़े लिटिल कर्व्ड and and after that also we cannot just bring any form of the Lord and just start worshipping. We cannot bring anything and everything and just start worshipping. That form of the Lord, first and foremost, it has to be made properly with the scriptural injunctions. And when that form of the Lord is brought, then there is something called as prana pratishtha. Prana pratishtha means what? The qualified sages, the qualified devotees, they will invoke the presence of the Lord in that form. So there is an elaborate process, and they will touch the different bodily parts of the Lord's form, and they will invoke the presence. And it is as good as the way baby is formed in the womb of the mother. That at a particular time, head will be formed, at particular time, hands will erect, at a particular time, eyes will open, and everything. So like that, the deity form of the Lord is invoked in particular way. So they will touch koshagras to different parts of the bodily parts of the Lord, and then they'll invoke the presence of the Lord in that particular form. So that is the Archa Vigraha. So anything and everything will not become Archa. And that was the question of Vishnu. That Ki Prabhuji, can anything becomes deity form? or can we worship anything and everybody? Not like that. Sometimes people may have very different conceptions, very weird, and whatever they imagine, they'll make Lord into that. They will put all their imagination onto the Lord. Whatever means we cannot take the names also. We can discuss his form also. Sometimes they will describe the Lord form in that those different ways. Ha, pranasthapana. That is called prana pratishtha or pranasthapana. So whenever we and also as a Vaishnavas, we never what you say do visarjan of the deity. Like Ganesh Visarjan they do not. That is not proper. Nimarjan is not the proper conception actually. What they say, okay, Lord came into this form and now Lord went away and now we are putting it into the river or this and that. When we are invoking the presence of the Lord, we should invoke to worship Him for a lifetime, at least our lifetime. We don't know our descendants will worship or no, but at least through our lifetime, we should be worshipping that form of the Lord. So that will come now. That will come in the discussion because that is what is today's topic. I am taking that practical only. That starting from the philosophy, going to practical. That how exactly we should have, how we should be worshipping and everything. That will come ahead. So, एक मिनट में आता हूँ. So where I was, Nimarjanam is not proper. When we worship the Lord, we worship Him for the lifetime. So when we are invoking the presence of the Lord and worshiping lifetime. Now at home, when we are worshiping the Lord, we may not be able to follow the highest standards what we are able to follow in the temple. So that is why in the beginning, from the beginning, we worship the photograph or the laminations of the Lord, which is already installed in a temple. Like in our Abid's temple, ISKCON temple, there are Radha Madan Mohan Sardi. So here are their lamination, like photos. And then in the beginning, from the starting, you start worshipping Him and start giving your services. And then when we become habituated and then we become good in our practice and everything, we become more purified by chanting and everything, then we invite the actual forms of the Lord at our home, say Jagannath Balle Subhadra or Radha Krishna or Gaur Nitai or Bal Gopal, like that. So that we invite at the home, and so when we are inviting the Lord at the home, then we request some senior Vaishnavas to come and do kirtan, to invite the Lord to our home. So that is what is called as deity welcoming. Huh. Yes, we then at from particular places who authentically make, we can take from there. You can ask, we will tell you from where who authentically makes and everything, and then we invite the devotees at our home, and then request them to invite the Lord. So first we brought the body of the Lord, you can say it that way, and then invoking the presence of the Lord in that, we cannot say body or something, but Lord and His archa are not different. But then inviting the Lord is required because Lord comes, Lord listens to His devotees. Lord listens to His devotees, and Lord will manifest there on the request of His devotees. Lord will manifest into that particular form on the request of the devotees. Now sometimes people may say, can Lord, and why Lord comes in Archa Vigraha actually, He purposefully comes in that form so that He depends on His devotees. He purposefully comes in the Archa form of the Lord to depend on His devotees so that devotees can take care of Him and develop love for Him, develop relationship for Him. Many times people say, "Na, see, I can cut your Lord, and Lord is not able to do anything." Like in Bangladesh, they destroyed many deities and everything. So then what? Lord is so important that He cannot save Himself. No, before they break the deity, Lord has gone away from them. And in particularly, Lord gives Himself in the custody of His own devotees so that they can take care of Him and develop love for Him. That is what. But Lord is present there, and He hears us. He hears us, and He is such a mystical person. We may know or may not know. We may not be able to come to know that how He is reciprocating with us, but He reciprocates actually. And you can see in your own life also, you may have many experiences that how in different way. Now He may not be directly speaking with us. He may not directly speak with us, or he may not directly signal us, do this, do that. But through some different people and different situations and everything, he will manifest in our heart, means, so that is reciprocation of the Lord actually. Like it may so happen that you may be wondering, I want to go near to the Lord, and but how to go and everything. And suddenly from nowhere, one of your friend will come, or even unknown person will come, and he will give you some book or something like that. Say Ramesh Bro has his friend Abhijit Bro. They are playing tennis, and then he told, come for some programs are going on, and he came and started doing. That day, I was there in the temple, and Anush Bro came there. He said, oh, my friend is also like you. Huh? And then he again got connected. His friend used to call him in a hostel, college hostel, when they were together. Where? Which college? Organization. Aditya Birla Group, when he was working there. So he had one of his friend who became brahmachari like me, and he's in NIT Durgapur like that. So his friend used to call him, go find out something, and then he got it and started again. So Lord will give certain something like this. Hmm? He will arrange certain situations in our life by which we come to Him, and He reciprocates with us like that. So that is the difference between idol and deity worship. Anything will not become deity. Anything and everything will not become a deity. And that deity, what we welcome at the home, it should be authentically made and properly made, and not that any form or something, some dancing like this, like that, not in the proper way. And then we invite the senior Vaishnavas at our home, and they will do kirtan. They will invite the Lord. They will do archa with the first worship and everything, abhishekam of the Lord. And then we start worshipping Him in our home after that. So before actually worshipping or actually getting the forms or the deities of the Lord, first we start worshipping the Him in the lamination form like this, and then we become habituated, because and then it becomes like in a deity worship, five things are very important. Two are most important, and three are like next level. Two are most important is cleanliness and punctuality. Cleanliness, swachhata, and punctuality, time. That every day at particular time worship should happen. Like the way we go to office at particular time and everything, you decide a time according to your routine, and that time you do worship, like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7:30, whatever your routine is there. Accordingly you decide the time, and that time do the worship. Hmm? That time offer bhoga to the Lord and do the worship and everything. That way we don't miss our lunch or dinner. Like the Lord's lunch, dinner should also not be missed. So at that punctuality is very important. And cleanliness, it should be clean. We should keep the Lord's altar very clean and everything. These are two very important things. And we also should be clean while worshipping the Lord. We should also be clean while worshipping the Lord. In being in India, that need not to be told. Now everybody will be taking bath every day, but in hostel life, all of us will experience how the hostel culture was. As I told you sometimes, one of our friends, 30 days he did not take bath when we were staying in hostel. And then after 30 days, there was a grand abhishek. Our hostel was like a rectangle, and in between we had a badminton court. So he was standing in between, and four horse pipes were there from four sides and all doing his abhishek. And then another friend, well, not friend, hostel mate, he took another vow. Okay, 30 days he did not take bath. Na? I'll also not take 30 days. And one more step, 30 days I will not remove the shoes. Can you imagine? With such shoes only sitting in a classroom and sleeping and everything. Very horrible. So on that kind of cleanliness is not uh, this required. So clean, we should be very clean.
One question.
Uh,
Although I have Ananya Bhav for Krishna, other deities, जो deities हैं उनको मैं worship नहीं प्रणाम करता हूँ worship नहीं करता हमारे टेम्पल में बहुत सारे प्रीति जो हमारी वाइफ है वो भी बहुत सारे रखे हैं अब मेरा एक दिन मन किया कि उनको मैं रिमूव कर दूं मैंने वो निकाल के सबको कृष्णा को रखे और बाकी सबको मैंने टेबल पे रखा कि इनको नहीं करना सडनली मेरे अंदर एक भाव आया कि यार वो मैंने उन्हें रखा है तो उस केस में क्या कहूँ आई वांट टू वर्शिप ओनली कृष्णा बिकॉज आई नो ही इज फॉर सुप्रीम लॉर्ड ही इज वर्शिप
so you can worship Lord as a prime minister, and others can be cabinet ministers.
तो उनको वहां पे रख सकते
तो
हैं
उनको ऐसे साइड में रखो ना.
अब वो नीचे रखे
All of them are in the Lord in the middle, Krishna in the middle, and others are on the side. So they are like cabinet ministers welcoming the Lord. They are also glorifying the Lord
this is
in
what
that way. That is good. हाँ no, it does not matter. It does not matter. And there is a difference between the worship of Supreme Lord and worship of demigod. That also will come later. That what is the not in today's class it will not be done. That whom to worship, who should be the object of my worship and everything. That also we shall be discussing. Actually, na, we should not get caught up into rituals. Many of the times people get caught up into rituals. And being in India, many times people get caught up into rituals actually. Ritual worship and ritual is same only. Means it is like ritual means what? Only for namesake. Ritual means what? Only for namesake without any bhav. रिचुअल मीन्स व्हाट आपको ऐसे ही करना है इतना ही करना है तो पीपल बिकम मोर कॉन्शियस ऑफ दैट रिचुअल इंस्टेड ऑफ हैविंग फीलिंग्स इन दैट it is a ritual but if you have consciousness then it becomes spiritual spirit plus ritual it will become spiritual how something will become spiritual ritual has to be there but behind that ritual we should understand what are the feelings what is the bhav what is the mood now when we are doing abhishekam why do we do abhishek what are we offering to the Lord? That has to be known. People become more conscious of a count rather than the consciousness behind it. Count has to be there. I'm not saying that count should not be there. Count has to be there. That 108 times or something. Different counts has to be there. But don't get caught up into count only and not putting the bhava or not putting consciousness behind it. So both has to be there. Spirit also has to be known and ritual has to also has to be. Spirit means what should be the chetana? What should be the consciousness behind that? Then it will become spiritual. Otherwise it will become ritual. Ritual means ठीक है मम्मी ने बोला अगरबत्ती घुमा तो घुमा दिया जा रहा हूँ मैं बाय बाय तो उसको रिचुअल बोलते हैं सो वर्शिप विल बिकम actual worship when there is a spirit behind that when spirit is known. Why we are putting agarbatti, why there is a lamp, why there is a water. So why we put agarbatti? Because that is the earth content. We have this five pancha mahabhuta, earth, water, fire, air, ether. So that dhupa, which is a smell, that smell represents the earth content. So we are offering earth back to the Lord. Then fire, lamp represents fire content, fire element. We are offering fire element back to the Lord. So what Lord has given us, that only we are offering back to Him. And we don't have anything else. So we are offering back to Him with the love and devotion. So what are argham? What abhishek we do is that argham, abhishekam. Hmm? And then there will be kerchief and everything we offer. That also I will take later, that in detail. So we don't neglect the worship, we don't neglect the deity form of the Lord. Hmm. So whatever we accept, first we should offer the Lord and take. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita 3.11, 12, 13 that if we don't recognize from whom it is coming, then we are like a thieves. If we don't recognize that Lord you are giving me, so offering food to the Lord is recognizing His proprietorship. That actually proprietor is the Lord and I am just a benefactor of that. I am a benefactor and Lord is a proprietor. So when we are offering bhoga to the Lord, it is recognizing, oh Lord, this everything belonging to you and now with your permission I am accepting it. So generally what we should do when we are having your actual altar, there you should have a specific time worship, a specific time offering morning, afternoon, evening, whatever is feasible, you decide and do it. And then apart from that, you can have small lamination of the Lord in your kitchen. And there also, you need not to have elaborate worshipping or elaborate ritual of offering, but at least keep in front of Him, put tulsi leaves, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, keep for 1 2 minutes, and then take it.
Because what I do is like we have left this onion and garlic
Huh.
because I prepare food with the feeling that God I'm preparing food.
Exactly.
I'm not able to put it in front of the person for eating, but I prepare it with that mindset that everything that I'm preparing is for you.
Huh.
And thank you for giving this time.
So yes, that has to be there, and at least you can have small lamination of the Lord like they have here, back side one small lamination is there. So you can have that in your kitchen, and just whatever plate you can make possible, just put in front of the Lord. Keep tulsi list if possible. Even if otherwise in mind you can consider, and then offer it to Lord, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then accept and serve to everybody. That is the better way of doing. In temple also we do same thing. The big lordships, they will have a specific time of bhoga offering. But then apart from that also we make. Apart from that also we have to make to serve the people anything. So then what we do, we have photograph of the same lordships outside the altar in our kitchen down, and there we offer to Lord, and then give it to others. So Lord is accepting through like this.
One thing.
Hmm.
The reason why we are not putting this idol in the or a picture in the kitchen because now we have turned this what do you call sattvic. We have left this onion garden.
You can clean your kitchen with you can clean your kitchen with gomutra. That will purify your kitchen. So no problem. Because huh? Gangajal and Gomutra, by that you can clean your kitchen. Just put a sprinkle, means that's gas out and other things will be there. No? There also. Take little Gomutra, Mataji will tell you how to do. Because many of us, many of the devotees, before coming to Krishna consciousness, onion or non-veg was also there in the life. So then when we turn to Krishna consciousness, it is not that we break our kitchen and everything new and everything. That is not possible. Even vessels, and that is also not possible. So clean vessels also everything with the Gomutra, Gangajal and everything, and then it is there purified. And you can use those things. Mataji will teach. Gita Mataji, they know. They will teach. Now coming little more, that how can a Lord accept our worship through deity form? Can he really accept it, or it is just our imagination? Can he really accept our worship through the Archa Vigraha, or is it just imagination what we have? So come to page number 33. Come to page number 33, and somebody can read that English wordings. My dear Uddhava.
My dear Uddhava, one can give a false pride and prestige by engaging in the following devotional activities. One may purify oneself by seeing, touching, worshipping, serving, and offering prayers of glorification and obeisances to my form.
So one may purify oneself by seeing, touching, worshipping, serving, and offering prayers of glorification and obeisances unto my form as a deity and to my pure devotee. So who is telling this to whom? Krishna is telling to Uddhava. It is from Uddhava Gita from 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto. From there it is. So Krishna himself is telling that I accept it. If you offer your prayers and glorification to my deity form or to my pure devotee, I accept it. Go next red line you can in my temple.
In my temple, one should also participate in festivals and ceremonies by singing, dancing, playing musical instruments, and discussing me with other Vaishnavas.
Discussing me with other Vaishnavas. So Krishna himself is telling that you can, when you come to my temple, what you should do? Participate in festivals like Janmashtami and other festivals, sing, dance, play musical instrument, and discuss about Krishna with other Vaishnavas. This is what we are supposed to do.
One should also observe religious vows such as Ekadashi and take initiation by the procedures mentioned in the Vedas, Pancharatra, and other similar literature.
Now here, what question we were asking that what procedure actually to be followed. So the what vidhi or archa vigraha vidhi what we follow is given in a Narada Pancharatriya Sutra. So what I will be teaching you how to worship and everything, that is from Narada Pancharatriya Sutra. So because Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatri Vidhi Vina Ekantaki Harid Bhakti Utpada Deva Kalpite. Means if we design our own way of worship of the Lord and everything, so it will create disturbance in our life and in others' life also. So what way of worship we should follow is Shruti Smriti Puranadi. Whatever is given in Shruti mantras, Smriti mantras, and in different Puranas, that vidhi we should be following. Not that anything and everything invent on our own and go ahead. Yes, one should faithfully.
One should faithfully and lovingly support the installation of my deity, and individually or in cooperation with others, one should work for the construction of Krishna conscious temples and cities as well as flower gardens, fruit gardens, and special areas to celebrate my pastimes. One should consider oneself to be my humble servant without duplicity, and thus should help to clean the temple, which is my home. First, one should sweep and dust thoroughly, and then one should further cleanse with water and powder. Having dried the temple, one should sprinkle scented water and decorate the temple with the mandala.
Mandalas means Rangoli. Hmm. So here Lord Himself is saying that how you should be doing. So this is what I told, na? With like cow urine and cow dung, we can clean the temple. In the previous times, and even in now also in villages, they will put that cow dung spraying and everything. They will mix into the water, and with that they will do all cleaning and everything. They will make nice place. Then on that they will make rangolis and other things. So one should how the cleaning and has to be done. That Lord is mentioning Himself. Yes, I had also you can read. One should does that.
One should thus act just like my servant. A devotee should never advertise his devotional activities. Therefore, his service will not be the cause of false pride. One should never use lamps that are offered to me for other purposes simply because there is need of illumination. And similarly, one should never offer to me anything that has been offered to or used by others. Whatever is most desired by one within the material world and whatever is most dear to oneself, one should offer that very thing to me. Such an offering qualifies one for eternal life.
So Lord is mentioning that how to worship Him. There are shlokas that also mention exact shlokas and other things that how worship has to be conducted. So Lord accepts our worship through the deity form, and because Lord just by His eyes also He can accept the Bhava. His senses are multifunctional. That is why He is called as omniscient. Omniscient means He is all every present, and then He is called as omnipotent. Omnipotent means His all avayav, His senses are capable of doing all different things. His senses are capable of doing anything. Like there is an amazing pastime when Krishna enters into Mathura, there was one washerman. He was a washerman of Kamsa. And then Krishna asked him, whatever clothes you are carrying for Kamsa, give me. And he says, what are you thinking? You are a small child, naughty. I am a washerman of Kamsa. Sometimes people, when they are connected to some higher person, they think that they are only Kamsa. They are only that person. Like when a constable is there, he thinks he is only inspector, he is only our government and everything. So like that, that washerman was thinking that I am a washerman of Kamsa. He is asking me the clothes of Kamsa. So he started, what do you say, chastising Krishna. Krishna did not like. And actually, there is a history to that. He is the same washerman who doubted Mother Sita. He is the same washerman who doubted Mother Sita with chastity. And because of which Lord Ramchandra has to banish Mother Sita. That time Lord Ramchandra could not do anything because he has to set an example as a Maryada Purushottam. That is why he banished Mother Sita. But he said, next life I will take care of you. And now he is giving him opportunity to serve him and to get purified. But he is not again serving, he is rude. So then Krishna just took his hand and did like this to him. Sometimes people they signal like this. They want to kill him. They do like this. Nothing will happen. But when Krishna does like that, just by his hand he separated his head from his body and he fell dead to the ground. So Krishna's hand can become sword also. And Krishna can honor prasadam or bhoga through his eyes also. It is not that now somebody said, but how? Bhoga is there only. How bhoga is accepted by the Lord. Hmm? Bhoga is in the plate only. How it is accepted by the Lord? So in modern terminology, we can say that, say suppose Venu Madhapuru sends me mail. So that mail will come to me. Email. Mail will come to me, but it will be in his send box also. Isn't it? So similarly, after accepting the bhoga, Lord has taken the bhoga, but it is in our sent item also. In that plate also it is still there. Hmm? So in that way, Lord accepts our offerings through uh, his Archa Vigraha. And what form of the Lord has to be worshipped, that we already discussed. That it should be properly designed, properly by Sthapati Shastra, it has to be done. And this also I told that the difference between page number 37 also is done. The difference between Vaishnava way of deity worship and Mayavad way of deity worship. Because we don't, what to say, do Nimarjan of the Lord. We always worship the Lord. So you can read it in detail in your time. Now the next question may come. This is a last thing what we will discuss today. And next time we will take about Prasadam, like Bhoga offering and everything. So because one for 15 minutes I will take some one more topic also today. So if God is everywhere, why we should go to temple? Hmm? If Lord is everywhere, why one has to go to temple? Lord is everywhere, isn't it? Then why one has to go to temple only to worship Him? Any guess? Any idea? Lord is everywhere, then why to go to deity form? Why deity form is required? Lord is everywhere. हाँ ओके प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हुए मंदिर में लेकिन भगवान तो सब जगह पे ओके विजुअलाइजेशन मैनिफेस्टेशन
Going to the temple is like purifying ourselves.
ओके प्यूरिफाइंग आवर सेल्फ
And putting an effort to reach him.
putting effort to reach him anything else Lord is everywhere then why we should go to temple to see the Lord's form
The science behind the temple.
science behind the temple any more guess
We accepted that deity has to be present.
okay
To feel his
Okay.
presence.
to feel his yes little more closer actually Lord is everywhere for sure but we are not able to access him everywhere. Lord is everywhere but it is our fault that we are unable to access him everywhere. Like water is everywhere, water is there in atmosphere now also, but are we able to access it? No. To access the water we have to go to tank and access it there. So in the deity form of the Lord is more accessible to us. In our conditional life, as Mataji was also telling, in the Lord, when we go to temple, we feel Him. It means we are able to feel that energy and everything. Why? Because for us it is important. We are able to access Him better. Hare Krishna. We are able to access Him better in the in the deity form, in the archa form. So it is for us as a conditioned soul. For us, it is important. It is not that Lord is less manifested somewhere, but he is manifested in the deity form, and for us he is more and more accessible. That is why we go to temple and worship Lord there and offer our prayers to him and same Lord we invite at our home also. It is for us it is very important. So Lord is everywhere, yes, but for us it becomes more accessible, and then when we even close our eyes we are able to visualize his form. So Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana. When we hear about him, when we speak about him, we will be able to remember him. And then the more we become serious, sincere in Krishna consciousness, more we go ahead, more we are able to even offer our whole existence to the Lord actually. Offer our prayers, offer we can call him as a mother, father, brother, sister, in different relationships. We'll be able to develop that relationships with the Lord when we go ahead properly and practice. So the most important thing in a Krishna consciousness is like there is Navavida Bhakti. Navavida Bhakti. How do we develop relationship with the Lord? How we will be able to develop relationship with the even deity form of the Lord? Is by these 9 things. And these 9 things are very important. Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Padasevana, Dasam, Archana, Sakya, and Atmanivedana. Hmm? I will tell the meanings of that one by one. So Shravana. Shravana means what? Hearing. hear about the Lord. That is very, very important. Unless and until we hear, we start concocting the things. So hear from a bona fide source. And then whatever we hear, try to recite it or repeat it. That is called as kirtan. Kirtan also means nama jap, chanting, as well as speaking about the Lord. Speaking about the Lord and doing japa, nama jap. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Because Kali Kali Nama Rupe, Krishna Avatar. In Kali Yuga, Lord has taken incarnation in the form of His holy name. So Lord has appeared in this world in the form of His holy name. So Krishna and His name is not different. Krishna and His names are non-different. It is not like the material world. In this world, water and the substance water will be different. Like name of the water and actual water is different. Just by saying water, 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 my thirst will not quench. I need actual water. But in the case of Krishna, because he is spiritual, so his name and his form are non-different. When we say Krishna, he is present in front of us. He is hearing us. When we say Radha, she is there in front of us. So they are non-different than his name. So when we are chanting the holy names, they are actually present in front of us and they are accepting our worship. That is what is Kali Kali Namarupe Krishna Avatar. That is how we chant his holy names. So when we are chanting his holy names, he is present in front of us. That is how the Nam Jap helps us to purify. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a incarnation in this Kali Yuga, he himself has given the Shikshashtakam, the 8 shlokas. In that first shloka, he tells Cheta Darpana Marjanam. So by chanting the holy names, what happens is our chitta, our chetana, our mind is cleansed of wrong things, of anarthas. Anarthas means unwanted things. Lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, pride. These are the unwanted things in our heart. But they are cleansed by chanting the holy names. Holy name is like a transcendental detergent. Suppose if some ink spot is there, Ayansh, अगर आपको इंक का धब्बा लग जाता है तो मम्मी क्या करेगी किससे धोएगी क्या यूज करते हैं धोने के लिए कौन सा डिटर्जेंट यूज करते हैं साबुन टाइड और समथिंग सर्फ एक्सेल वगैरह यूज करेंगे बराबर है ना सो द वे टू क्लीन आवर शर्ट वी नीड सर्फ एक्सेल और समथिंग सो टू क्लीन आवर माइंड what is a detergent so that holy name is a detergent which cleanses our mind and the same holy name will take us near to Krishna. Near to him. So in the initial stages, the holy name cleanses our heart. The same holy name develops our relationship with the Lord, and same holy names is not different than the Lord. So Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. When we chant the holy names, gradually the form of the Lord, Nama, Rupa, form of the Lord is revealed. Guna, his qualities are revealed, and Lila, there his pastimes are revealed. So that chanting of the holy names is so important. So Shravana, whatever we hear, is aiding, it is supporting our Kirtana. And then this Shravan and Kirtan will support Smarana. Smarana means remembrance. So when we are chanting these holy names and when we delegate our activities, then the Smarana that will increase. We'll be able to remember the Lord everywhere and anywhere. That does not mean that we give up our work or something. Krishna tells again Arjuna that Mam Anaswara Yuddhacha. That you remember me and at the same time fight. You remember me and at the same time do your fight. That remembrance will be there when we do kirtana. But we have to balance our professional and as well as our devotional duties. We, as Grihasthas, all of you have your 3 duties are there. Your family life, your professional life, and your devotional life. So that has to be balanced properly. Don't take one-sided approach. Never take one-sided approach. All 3 you have to balance properly. If imbalance is there, then we say, Prabhuji, since the time I came in Bhakti, सब उल्टा हो गया. Job is not there, this is there, that is a different thing. So balance has to be there. So your professional, devotional, and family life, that balance has to be there. Then coming to the fourth thing, these 3 things you remember. Next things I will explain more later. These 3 things you do first. Shravana, Kirtana, and Smarana. And then Vandanam is offering prayers to the Lord. Or Archanam is doing deity worship. And then Sakyam is becoming friend of the Lord. Dasyam is becoming servant of the Lord. Atmanivadam is offering everything to the Lord. But basis are these 3 things. Shravan, Kirtan, and Smarana. And then Vandanam, offering prayers and archanam of deity worship. This at least three things basic. Then two more you can add that offering prayers and doing worship. So any process, by any process one can perfect his life. Okay. So any doubt so far?
So if someone give a full surrender, and someone uh, complete surrender to Krishna. Does Krishna control his mind? Like uh, if someone wants to like Prabhuji, what हो गया है, I don't want to use my brain. Can I surrender to you? अब जो भी मैं करूं वो आपके द्वारा ही करूं. Means every thought I get should be coming through you. Is that the possibility? Krishna control the mind of his devotee?
Ajay, it is called as fine tuning. We need to tune ourselves, and that tuning will happen when that is why we have to tune ourselves to the frequency of Krishna. And that tuning will happen when this is called Chaitya Guru. So we need to hear the Guru's instructions properly. We need to hear the instructions of Guru properly, and then when we are tuned into the frequency of those instructions, then we will be able to hear instructions of Paramatma from within also. But now in this condition, noise is more. Mind's noise is more. So what we are hearing is mind's noise actually. What we are hearing is the noise of the mind. Getting it, no? So the more and more we tune ourselves to the voice of Paramatma, more and more we will be guided by Him. So for that we have to purify ourselves. We have to keep our anarthas down by purifying ourselves. And then we'll be tuning into the proper frequency. Like that radios used to be there, na? Tuning. That dial used to be there. So we have to tune properly to the frequency of Paramatma. And that Paramatma for us is now in the external form of the Guru. So here his instructions follow them. And then being in that line, we'll be able to hear the instruction of Paramatma also. Okay.
अभी एक नरसिम्हा मूवी आई थी जो इसको भी डिवोटी ने बनाई थी, बहुत फेमस रही है. तो वहाँ पे ये रिलेटेड है डेटी फॉर्म से रिलेटेड. तो अब चतुर्भुजी सिर्फ परमात्मा और श्री कृष्ण के लिए यूज होता है, नारायण के लिए यूज होता है. उन्होंने उसमें इंद्र को चतुर्भुजी दिखाया. क्या इंद्र और इवन गणेश आइडल में भी
Ganesh is Chaturbhuj. Indra I don't know, but Ganesh is Chaturbhuj. Indra I don't know.
एक्चुअली उसमें इंद्र को भी चतुर्भुजी दिखाया है.
Indra I don't know. Okay.
तो चतुर्भुज को आपने बोला कि गणेशा है. अभी तक तो मैं यही सोचता था कि परमात्मा भगवान और स्वयं भगवान श्री कृष्ण भी चतुर्भुजी रहते हैं कभी कभी.
अष्टभुजा भी माता है, तो अष्टभुजा भी.
हाँ, अष्टभुजा. तो अष्टभुजा के लिए तो वो बहुत कुछ पूरे माया.
नरसिंहदेव के 10 भुजा है, अष्टभुजा और 10 भुजा नरसिंहदेव.
अच्छा अच्छा.
मतलब भगवान तो कितने भी भुजा है.
हाँ वो तो.
So we shall discuss something on art of parenting little bit. So this photo you saw, that mother, many of the times parents have to undergo many different things, professional and many different things. And when kids are small, that time more. So we shall discuss a little bit about different types of parenting, and like this for every session, at the end of the session for 10-15 minutes, I will discuss something in this direction. And disclaimer, for this discussion, children should not be. अदर दे सकते हैं आपको, तुमने सुना लेकिन कुछ करते नहीं. Something like that. You know that. So there are 4 types of parents: neglectful, permissive, authoritarian, unauthoritative. Let us see one by one what are they. Neglectful means I don't have time for you, and neglecting. They will give something, lollipop or something. Take this, you keep quiet. Let me do my work. Let me do my job and this and that. That this fellow here, that mother is trying to feed some, and then what they will do? They will not cook. No, they will not put any attention only. That is when mother will cook herself properly and everything. Nowadays they may order from Zomato or this and that. So no, when mother cooks at home and I think when she puts her love and devotion in that, children will be touched by that. But if they just bring from outside and this and that, so it is like neglecting. I don't have time. And nowadays they are coming up with different things. Egg bank, something they call it, egg bank or something. Egg bank means suppose if you don't want to get pregnant now, then we will freeze your eggs. Something like that. No? What it is? Whenever they want, you can again become pregnant and like this. Just because to same profession or something, people are going to different directions. I still remember when we were in, I was doing job there in Pune. So one of my teammate, he his wife was very ambitious. They're both. I'm just taking one example. Sometimes both are ambitious also. It is not only women are ambitious or men are ambitious. It is both places it is like that. So this art of parenting is for both, not only for mothers. For brothers also it is. Because some certain photos may be there of the mothers. That does not mean only mother has to take care of children. Fathers also has to take care. So she aborted the child without asking husband, without discussing with husband, aborted the child because otherwise she would not have got promotion. If she would have taken leave for maternity leave for 2 3 months, then she would not have got promotion. So just to get that promotion, I think she aborted the child. Then husband became little upset and something happened and then divorce. So this is like a modern things are happening. So this because of what too much getting consumed with their own problems, their own things, they are unable to give attention to the children. So here two things they are not happening. They are neither disciplining the children, nor giving the love to the children. So neglectful parent means what? No discipline, no love. Hmm? Neglectful parents will what? No discipline also and no love also. Then the next category, and this will happen. That neglect is because of selfishness. That neglect is because of what? Selfishness. Because they are so much thinking about their own self. My profession, my job, my this, my that, my beauty, my this and that. Because of my, that selfishness will be there. So that is neglectful parent. That is not to be there. And children will learn same thing. They will also learn neglecting. Then the second kind of parenting is permissive parenting. Permissive parents means whatever children will ask, they will say yes for everything. Child is asking gems, I'll take a gems. Even though all teeth are gone. Okay. They don't know usko, itna ro raha hai, something like that. Like permissive. So they think they have love and care for the child. They have love and care for the child, but they fail to set particular limits. They fail to set limits. So there has to be certain limits for everything. They fail to set certain limits. So permissive parent they will permit anything and everything. And then the child will become so arrogant, if little bit permission is not getting, he will cry like anything. So one should not be very permissive also. Like in a Shastra, if we see who is a neglectful parent, any example from the scriptures about neglectful parent? Dhruva. Dhruva's father. Who is Dhruva's father? Uttanapad. Uttanapad is Dhruva's father. If you know the story, Dhruva wanted to sit on the lap of his father. And Suruchi came. Suruchi is a stepmother. She came and she told Dhruva that you cannot sit on the lap of your father because you are not born from my womb. That Dhruva was the son of Suniti, other wife of the Uttanapad. So that Suruchi started telling that because you are not born from my womb, you cannot sit on your father's lap. And Uttanapad did not say anything. Uttanapad neglected Dhruva. Uttanapad why did not say anything because he was thinking if I say something, then Suruchi will become upset, then she will not satisfy me. Suruchi will become upset. So he had more ruchi in Suruchi. That was the problem. And that is why he could not say anything. That is why he neglected Dhruva. And Dhruva became so angry and upset because of that. So that is neglectful parent. Permissive parent. Any example of permissive parent from scriptures who is to permit anything and everything. Whatever the child is asking, he says yes or no. Ah, exactly. Dhritarashtra. दुर्योधन is saying पांडवों को मार दो ठीक है मार दो he said no how can you give half kingdom to Pandavas call them from the gambling match and I will have Shakuni from my side okay take it no problem and then he's crying what can I do destiny is supreme many people cry like this afterwards what can I do anyway Okay, I permitted my son, but it is destiny is supreme. According to his destiny, is supposed to be like this, be like that. What is my fault? So they will blame what? Destiny. Destiny is supreme. So that is a fault of the parents actually. That they were permitting anything and everything asked. What they think that if I discipline my child, it will come in between my affection. So they don't have clear understanding what is to be done and what is not to be done. What to be allowed, what to allow the child to do and what not to allow the child to do. That is another form of neglect again. And then this third category of parent, many of the parents they fall in this category. Authoritarian. मैंने बोला ना इसलिए करना है. Whatever because I told, do it. Do it because I am telling you to do. And generally many of the time they have fight and they motivate by threats and punishment. If you don't do this, you will get cycle. Huh? Yeah, Hiranyakashipu, exactly. Hiranyakashipu is third category of parent, authoritarian. You chant my names. Why are you chanting Lord Vishnu's name? Chant my name like this. Most parents they fall into this category, authoritarian, because they are unable. Because why they fall into this category? They want to discipline the children. They want to discipline, but they don't have time to explain the reason behind the discipline. They don't have time to explain reason behind the discipline. They want to discipline, but reason is not found. And then the fourth category of the parents are authoritative parents. This is good. These are good parents. Authoritative. So they also discipline, but they explain the reason behind the discipline. They set consistent and logical limits. What is authoritative parents? Not authoritarian. Authoritarian means boss, but authoritarian means they will be firm, but with love and care. They will have firm, but love and care. So they will set consistent limits and logical limits, and they are ready to enforce those limits also. They will set consistent and logical limits, and they are ready to enforce those limits also. And then they will say they will spend time to tell reason behind what they are doing, why they are doing. They, it is not that they don't have time. These authoritative parents, what they will do, they'll explain the reason behind the limit and teach their children how to make good decisions on their own. Every time their children need not to come back to them to ask, "Abhi kya karu? Abhi kya karu?" But they will train the children in such a way that they will be able to take proper decisions all the time. So that has to be the training. Authoritative parents means first and foremost they will set consistent limits. Consistent limit means what? The means it is not that in one occasion they gave the freedom and other occasion they are binding it. So then child gets confused. अरे तब तो हाँ बोला था अभी क्यों मना किया? So they are consistent in their own behavior as well as the training of the children. Somebody will say, "You are telling me zero screen time, but all the time you are on the screen. What is this?" Okay, job done. You are in office of screen time, but after coming home also, so much WhatsApp, Facebook is going on. What is this? You are telling me no screen time, and you are only in front of screen. So they are not consistent in setting the limit, and they are not ready to enforce. They think that if I enforce, then our law will get hampered. But then enforce and tell the reason behind that. They spend time to explain the reasons for the limits and teach their children how to make good decisions on their own. That is what. Do what I tell, and I will tell you why you are doing like this. See here. Can you read Venumada? You are able to see?
Yeah. Qualities of authoritative parents show a balance of love and discipline.
They show balance of love and discipline. Both will be there. Go ahead.
When setting limits or requiring specific behavior, they take the effort to explain why.
So they take the effort to explain why I am telling you this particular thing. They will not just tell do this. मैंने बोला ना ऐसा करो. Sometimes they will slap also. करते हैं कि नहीं something. In a fury, sometimes it may happen. Sometimes if you spare the stick, then you are spoiling the bread. They say na, you spare the rod and spoil the bread. So sometimes we have to show little fear also, but then explain why. They take efforts to explain why something has to be done. and they're consistent in dealing with their children, and they teach by their own example. They teach by their own example. That is authoritarian parents. Like here, all of you guessed nicely. Neglectful parent is Uttanapad, permissive parent is Dhritarashtra, authoritarian is Hiranyakashipu, and authoritative is Rishabdev. Rishabdev had 100 sons actually. Out of that, 9 became sannyasis, 11 became uh, 9 became Navayogendras, 11 became Brahmanas, and other 80, 80 were what you say kings. And now the eldest of them was Bharat, on whose name were countries called as Bharat. That is Rishabdev's teachings. And actually, from where these modes are coming, from where this behavior is coming actually, why somebody is neglectful or authoritarian or permissive or authoritative, from where it is coming from the modes of material nature actually. We say Sattvagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun. So actually, these natures, this permission and everything, these are erupting from there. If somebody like a ignorant, so neglectful parent, means they are in mode of ignorance. That tamaguna is too much. They are unable to take decision in their own life, and they are not able to give decision to their others' life also. So they will be like neglectful. Then authoritarian, too much passion, like ready to enforce Rajaguna. That is like authoritarian, like Hiranyakashipu. And then goodness is like goodness is good quality, but then there has to be limit set. When there is no limit, then they just become permissive. But good, that permissive plus limit, that becomes authoritative. Getting it now? You allow them to do certain things, but with proper set limits, and tell the why to be done and why not to be done. When it is told, then it becomes transcendental quality. That is become authoritative children. The balance between love and discipline has to be there. So I'll give this PPT to you. I'll put in a group. Prabhupada is telling that put this. This koshas has to be explained a little more. There are Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Jnanamaya, Vijnanamaya koshas that are there. And when does parenting begins? Even before begetting the child. It begins before that. Even a couple decides before conceiving the child, before that only parenting begins. Any question, any concerns, any clarification on this? Any more thing you want to know? These are a few thoughts.
There is one thing.
Huh.
It's being said that if we do 100 malas at home,
Hmm.
we do even one mala at temple,
Hmm.
and we do discipline.
Hmm. Okay, here Anush Prabhu is asking a question that Prabhuji, uh, I am supposed to chant 16 rounds. So what I will do, I will go to temple and chant one round, and it will be equivalent to 100. So it is done. Why it is said like that? Because there our concentration is more better. It is supposed to be more. When we go to temple and everything, our concentration is supposed to be more. Supposed to be, I am telling. Because there also distractions are there. So why somebody is going to temple, it varies. Now you come to Abed's temple. Even couples are also coming. One day what happened, I think some 14th February somewhere, somebody kept in Instagram that if you want to get your love fulfilled, take darshan of Radha Madan Mohan. That is so much rush was there in temple. All couples were coming. What is this? Why so many people are coming? Then we came to know that somebody came to the Instagram and this and that, not temple Instagram channel. Somewhere they kept somewhere, and then they made temple famous. So we were thinking that whenever somebody has to come alone, allow them to come free. But if somebody want to enter temple with couple, charge them 100 rupees. What is this? They have made temple into a wrong place. So why it is said that in temple we will have more benefit? Because it's supposed to have better concentration, better uh, feelings towards the Lord. So in that sense, it is called as equivalent to chanting more rounds in that way. It is not literally like that. It is not that okay, I have done so many rounds, so now I need not to chant anything. Like in Shravan Mass or in Kartik Mass, also it is told that when you chant one round, it is equivalent to chanting so many rounds and everything. Why it is like that? Because our consciousness is supposed to be higher at that level. So the more attentive we are, more beneficial we will be. Even at home also, we try our best to be more and more attentive in chanting. What is required is more attention and more absorption.
If we like if we are chanting at one side,
Hmm.
if we keep playing this mantra in our speaking
Hmm.
all the time,
That also have
because
that
that
also
also
helps that also helps in making the ether purified. See, in our there is ether aura around in our home and everything. So whatever sound you are emitting in the ether, because ether is a sound is a quality of ether. There are five panchamahabhuta there. Smell is earth, then water is taste, then fire is form, air is touch. When there airflow, then there is touch sensation, and then ether is a sound. So ether is purified by the sound. So whatever sound you are emitting, the ether will become like that. You go to pubs. What is the ether there? What is the space there? All ignorant. As soon as somebody goes there, he'll be affected by those feelings, isn't it? Because that kind of sound is going. You go to marketplace, hey sabji, something like that. So as soon as we go there, we are what do you say, bombarded or occupied by those thoughts and everything. So similarly at home also, whatever sound you are emitting in a home will become like that. So
compensate
no, that cannot compensate our chanting. Our chanting means we chant and hear. That is complete process. The complete process is chant and hear, and then gradually going ahead. When we are chanting, we are able to see the Lord and everything. That is the next stages and everything in the chanting. But the most basic stage of chanting is we are chanting ourselves and hear. You start from one round and gradually build on that. Gradually build your muscles for chanting. Gradually increase. Go on like this.
we can do along with that sound.
No, again not. Again not. Because then you are hearing somebody else's chanting. The chanting processes, you hear your own chanting. That can go on in background, but you cannot chant along with that. Suppose Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Like that Prabhupada is chanting. So you cannot chant. You may chant along with that, but hear your own chanting. The rule is hear your own chanting. That is the rule. That is how. That is the process.
Like
That
a
you
vacancy somewhere. अगर आप कुछ बोल के chant करके अपनी आवाज को
हाँ.
it's a
So
vacancy of soul.
Lord enters through our ears in our heart and he situates there and he cleanses our heart. So we have to chant we have to hear our own chanting, our own call. It is like a calling, it is not just chanting. It is our call to the our Supreme Mother and Father. Like a child, mother can understand whether child really wants me or he wants toy. When child is crying, why child is crying for? Is he crying for a toy or is he crying for me? That mother can understand. Yes, mothers.
Yes.
That is what I heard from scriptures. That so Lord will understand ki why this fellow is chanting. Does he really want me or he wants some sukha sampatti ghara customary tanka? Why this fellow is chanting? Does he want some sukha sampatti gadi bangla? They'll go to Maruti and say Maruti, please give me Maruti car or something like that. Does he want that or does he want me? So when we are chanting, actually we are calling out to the Lord or Radharani or Krishna, please engage me in your service. That is what is the meaning of that mantra. The Hare Krishna mantra meaning is this. Oh Hare, oh energy of Krishna, means Hare means Radharani. Oh Hare, oh energy of Krishna, please engage me in the service of Krishna. So that should be the background meaning going on. And with that background meaning, we chant the holy names and hear. So background meaning is this chanting and hearing it attentively. That is how we are going.
Is it if you say importance right? Mid worship and chanting दोनों का वेद क्या होता है यानी कि कौन सा मैंडेटरी होना चाहिए जो होना ही है
Chanting, of course.
चैंटिंग इज
Chanting is a yoga dharma.
And how a working mother can handle this. I mean, we are not neglectful, but when we are working, we have to discipline them. That this is my meeting time, don't disturb me. At that time, because they are always demanding, right? So how to handle like advice for working mothers? And I say I work from home. I have to not go to